Angular 2 is a rapidly evolving technology. Thus, there will always be new changes or versions of it every now and then. To update our version of Angular 2, we should first learn how to know what version of our app is currently at. To check our version, simply go to package.json. In here, you will see the different versions of your Angular components, as well as your lint, test, E2E, and our dependencies. Look for dependencies, and as you can see, our Angular 2 version is currently at version 2.0.0 RC4, or Release Candidate 4. Now, to update our version, simply go to our terminal and type np install at angular slash core common compiler platform-browser. As you can see, it's now being installed in your computer. And since we're using Angular CLI tool, we should update that as well. Simply type npm uninstall-g Angular CLI. Then, let's clear our cache. Then, type install-g Angular CLI at latest. Now, our Angular CLI is updated. To update our project, simply run these commands. Now, the Angular CLI update is complete. First, let's go to our home directory. And then, let's create a new project from Angular CLI, which contains the new files and folders that we're gonna need for our migration. Just type ng new and any type of project. Clear up our screen, and then let's go to the project folder that we just created. Then back up our source folder. Then let's move our source folder from original Angular 2 application to this new migration project folder. Simply type move and then the directory path of your Angular 2 project, then source, and it's done. The old Angular CLI is using System.js. The new one is now using Webpack. So we can remove those System.js files. To do that, simply remove system-config.ts and typings.d.ts. Let's go back to our app folder. Then let's overwrite our old config files with the new one. So remember, we created the source.pk folder before from our new migration project. What we're going to do is put it in our new source folder over here. First, let's copy polyfill. Then put it in our source folder. Next, tsconfig. And then typings. You can also include files such as styles and your tests. And we're done. Next, let's migrate our environment files. Just type move, then our path to Angular2 project, config, environment, dev.ts. Then move it to the source environments folder. Then also move the production file. So config, environment, prod to the same directory. And that's it. Then lastly, type npm install. Let's rename our old and new project files. So go back to home directory and then just rename our old Angular2 project file to a backup and change our migration project to become our new Angular2 project. Let's reload our IDE to view the changes. To do that, simply type Command P and then reload window. Before we run our new project, we have to remove any reference to the module.id that was present from our previous file. Let's use the search functionality of Visual Studio Code. Then search for module ID. And here, we have to remove this element. And here as well. Also search for module.id and ensure that there's no reference with that as well. Before we rerun our application, just a few reminders. After our migration, we have to add the app module.ts file. This contains our engine module. And in here, you also have to add your components. And then also change your main.ts file accordingly. Usually, you have to update your environment from config to the environments folder. And that's it. We're now ready to run our application. Just type ngserve. After that, simply go back to your browser and verify the changes. Success! Our migration is now complete.